All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Let's catch something. I agree, Tim. She's still been slow, but sorry, I'll try and sit in front of that light so it's not blinding you guys. I wish we were catching more, but just the way the cookie crumbles. She's the weather has finally changed though, so we're hoping things are gonna maybe pick up here. I was out this morning just checking the footholds. I didn't check any snares. And in driving around on the snow machine, there was a lot of fresh sign, a lot of tracks overnight. So I was glad to see that. Lets me know that there's something out there. If you guys don't mind hitting that like or that thumbs up button when you guys come in, helps me out. Lets other people know that we're out here and we're giving her. So hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked to you guys. What was the last time we chatted? It was I did let's see. Yeah, I know we got a bobcat. But my sister was doing the videoing and we didn't get very much footage. So we didn't do a video on that. And yeah, and a coyote one, you're going to work on that? Yeah, so there's a coyote. We did get coyote number 27. And Jess is going to be working on that in the next day or two. So you'll probably be seeing that early next week. But yeah, the last time we did a live chat was I think over a week ago. So definitely been a while. Release a small. Wow. So how come you let the fox go? Is it out of season now for you? Or was it just that small? Or I missed a fox this morning. I had a nice little hole in the fence set, and I had a nice little fox snare set up there. They've been going through the spot, and somehow just dodged it by a couple inches. I'm sure it would have brushed up against it. It just was on the wrong side of the wire. So that kind of sucked. It was minus 25 this morning. So we finally got a cold night. That was literally the coldest night we've had this year. And second week of February. That's unbelievable for our area. We should have seen those temperatures back in late December, definitely in January. No, she was small and had some pretty bad rub spots. Oh yeah. So you let her go to make a few more seeds for next year. Well, that's all right. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do that around here. We don't have a ton of foxes, but right now we have a bit of a fox issue going on with the chickens and that. So any fox I catch is getting whacked. Haven't seen any sign of rubbing. The last coyote I caught there Oh, what day was that? Wednesday? No, Thursday. Caught a coyote Thursday, and it was a female, and she looked in good shape. I did her up. She's on the drying board in the garage, and everything looks totally fine. So doesn't look like they're starting to shed out or anything just yet. So that's good. But yeah, so it was minus 25, and yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We were talking this morning, Jess and I, and normally, it's not uncommon to see 2-3 weeks go by where you're definitely in the minus 20, minus 30 every night, and daytime highs of minus 10 or whatever. But so to get one night of that is not bad. Tonight it's supposed to get down to, I think it's around minus 13 there right now. That's supposed to be what it gets down to, and then tomorrow I think it's supposed to start going back up to minus 2 during the day. So anyway, the weather's looking like it's going to stay pretty quiet. No real snow amounts. Possible 1 to 3 inches for us tomorrow afternoon, but again, that's not that much snow. Heck, I haven't even blown the driveway in, I don't know, a week and a half. And the last time I blew it, I just blew it because we had a little skiff in the driveway, but wasn't really needing it. Bobcats. I don't know. These things are coming out of the woodwork, which usually that's what it happens this time of year. Blowing just because. How's it going, Wyatt? I was hoping you'd stop by. I just seen before I come on there that you got a new video up. I haven't went and checked it out though. But by the description of it, sounds like you're eating pigeon. So I'll have to check that out after. Well, that's good to hear. Anyway, Bobcats. We had another Bobcat show up over at Dale's, and that's where I caught the last Bobcat that we didn't video. So that's 2 Bobcats that we caught over at Dale's. Plus, there's another one that showed up. It actually carried one of my coyote carcasses away. You could see where it dragged it off. So anyway, there's another Bobcat there. So that makes 3 at that one spot. And 2 showed up over at my brother's place. Haven't seen the one up in Jordan's in quite some time, ever since he made that big pile. And that was, I guess that was it. But yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows, throw it out in the comments there. Like I definitely see sign earlier on in the season in that of Bobcats, but why is it that come late January, February, all of a sudden like the Bobcats just out of nowhere start showing up all the time? Like I said, you'll see them here and there, but all of a sudden it's just like boom, they're all over the place. I mean, I realize, I don't know, maybe this is their breeding season too, but still just crazy the amount of cats that all of a sudden show up. Anyway, I'm going to just read the comments here. I'm getting behind. How's it going, Chip? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Wyatt. But still, like you'd think, like where have they been? I realize, yeah, okay, it's breeding season, but you'd think like you'd still see a little bit more sign of them more often, and not just so quite abrupt, like boom, all of a sudden. they're there every day or whatever. Tim, we're trying to get the Reds back around here. Twice as many around as last year here. Trying to trim some of the Coyotes. Yeah, the Coyotes are hard on Fox. Seems like whenever you got a high population of Coyotes, your Fox numbers are pretty low, which kind of explains it around here too. Coyote numbers seem to be up quite a bit, and for every 10 Coyotes, there's maybe one Fox. Yeah. Well, that makes sense, Chip. The other thing I was thinking too was the first cat I caught at Dale's was a female, and I was wondering if when I caught her, I caught her in a coon set in a 280 Belle Isle, and I was just wondering if when I caught her, if she didn't pee or whatever, and being female, I was wondering if that's why more cats were coming in, because the second one I caught there in the coyote snare was a male, and it wouldn't surprise me if this one that's hanging around there now is also a male. So yeah, I was wondering that kind of, if that wasn't the case. Yeah, so Bobcats kind of making a little bit of a comeback there. Like I said, every year it does seem like the same thing. January, February, you definitely see more of a presence of them. They're there. You see the odd sign throughout the year, but all of a sudden, this time of year comes and they hang around the baits quite a bit more. So, so yesterday, took the snow machine and went around to Jordan's and up into the sand pit bait piles, and I actually went through, walked all the trails, and lifted all my snares. I've been pretty lazy lately. Just get to the baits and where your snares are, so you just kind of stand at the bait and you're able to kind of look through the bush and see if anything has been caught. And so in doing so, you're not going over and lifting the snares every time, or you know what I mean. So yesterday I thought, you know what, I'd really like to get to 30, so I need 3 more coyotes to make that happen. And I thought the only way that that's ever going to happen is if I got snares that are working. So I did a quick count, and I got just over 60 snares set, which is quite a few for me. And I was also kind of at the same time that I was going through how many I had set out, how many were working. So I figured there was probably about 75 to 80% of those were actually working. The other ones I'd just been, like I said, too lazy and just haven't gone around and lifted them up out of the snow, or you know what I mean, like branches and that fall down in front of them. So I spent yesterday going around and doing that, plus busting the trails. We got a little bit more snow now than we did, say 3-4 weeks ago. So I'm hoping that by busting the trails through, we got maybe a place that the coyotes want to run a little bit more, possibly putting them in the snares. So yeah, that's the thing, Chip. You just kind of get complacent and lazy, and yeah. Oh well. Yes, I do make my own snares, Tim. I've got a couple videos. I just made one there this season making coyote and wolf snares. But yes, I do make my own snares. But yeah, so I got the trails put in. Yes, I am 3-away Wyatt. Picked up number 27 there. You've probably seen it on Facebook. But yeah, so 3-away. So it'd be nice to get to 30. So we got the trails packed down and the snares lifted. I'm still in desperate need for bait. I've been just kind of taking the odd cat and coyote carcass as I get them, and I just been putting one out at different baits as needed. I'm not a huge fan of using coyotes or cats for bait. Although the birds come in and eat them, I don't find the coyotes come in and eat them. But the birds at least still get the noise going and the smell. So hopefully drawing in more dogs. But yeah, I'm really stuck for bait. We kind of went for a little bit of a drive there today, just looking to see if maybe somebody whacked a deer along the road, but that wasn't the case. So, yeah, I did. What was it? 3 days ago. We were up on the snow machine trail and had a great big wolf. I shouldn't say great big, just a wolf track, but nice size. Just a lone wolf running right down the snow machine trail, and close to my baits, but he never, like by close I mean within 200-300 yards. But he never went off the trail at the right time, and yeah, so it was good to see that he's out there. But yeah, yes, Tim, I can pick up roadkill in my area. So we usually try and find the deer that have been hit or whatever. Oh yeah, Chip, I understood. That's all right. Yeah. So it was nice to see that wolf. That was the first wolf track I've seen this season. So hopefully he maybe hangs around, comes back, finds my baits. But yeah, I put in a trail set, blind set, if you will, right close to where I did see his tracks on the snow machine trail yesterday when I was up there. And actually, I'm really excited. I don't think I'll catch the wolf. I didn't see wolf tracks. But the coyotes are running off this pine ridge, down this hill, and then across the snow machine trail, and then down another little bit. And I'm only set maybe 40 yards off the trail, but there's a nice little pinch point. And there's some balsams that they're going kind of through. And anyway, I threw in a snare right there. So hopefully got one the next time we go out there. Let me just catch up here. Well, Chip, I know a lot of people on YouTube and that's what they do with their mangy coyotes, and that they either stockpile them and burn them or throw them in some sort of incinerator. Do I? No, I don't. To be honest, I usually take them out of the snare, and I just throw them in a brush pile or whatever, and I just leave them. And to be honest, I've never seen where anything has even gone in. The one mangy coyote that I caught this year, that's what I did with them. I threw them in a brush pile, and to this day, there is not one single sign of even a squirrel going near that brush pile. So now, whether or not something later on will, I don't know. And I've never looked into it to actually see how mange is spread. And I don't know how long it can last on the body once the body is dead. I don't really know. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not that interested in bringing them home, in my vehicle or whatever, and bringing them home to where my dog is and dealing with all that crap. So, and then having to try and, build a fire to totally break down that carcass. I'm not saying it's not a good idea. I just no. To be honest, no, I don't. I don't do anything with the mangy coyotes. Like I said, I leave them in the bush. It's well, that's funny. That's funny, Why that they didn't they wouldn't give you any. Our local butcher shop here. I just called about a week, 2 weeks maybe ago, and they actually sell the scraps. They sell them in 50-pound bags for $15 a bag, which you know I would do it, but 50 pounds doesn't go a whole long ways, if you know what I mean. I could take a deer carcass, full deer carcass, that's going to weigh 150 plus pounds, put it out in the bush, and within a week that thing's gone. So there's $45 easily a week at one bait site. So that adds up. You'd have to catch a lot of dogs to start justifying buying bait like that, in my eyes. And like I said, our coyotes don't bring the money like the Western ones do. So I just to start spending more money than I already am, say on gas and that, to catch these coyotes, between myself and my wife especially, uh, it's just not going to happen to start buying bait. But I mean, I wish I could. And actually, I know a local guy here that traps, and I was talking with him, and he actually goes and buys some of the bait there from them. And he said that a lot of it is just fat. There's a little bit of meat, tissue, and but very rarely is there any bones. So he said it kind of sucks in the sense of when you throw it at a bait pile. He said you got to do something with it, otherwise the coyotes and the birds, it's gone like that. So he actually digs a hole in the snow, puts the 50 pounds, in the hole, or however many pounds, and then covers it up, and then he'll actually drive over it with his snow machine or walk over it to try and pack it down, and then hopefully it freezes, and then they have to dig at it, making them kind of work the set a little bit more. Otherwise, he said, otherwise it's gone, overnight. So that would get very expensive, to start doing it that way. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if birds can get mange or not, Tim. I have no idea. But yeah, I've caught a few crows this year in the footholds, and I don't know what they're a goofy animal. Sometimes it makes you wonder how good their eyesight is, because you got like a hay mound set or whatever that's covered in snow, hasn't been touched. You haven't been anywhere near it for a week. It's there, but you can hardly even see the outline of it, and yet all of a sudden, out of nowhere, randomly, these friggin' crows will come out of nowhere and get caught. Like, how do they even know that anything's there? But I don't know if it's smell or sight or what. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, Wyatt. I would look into it maybe again, because I'd be very surprised if that was the case, being in the same province as me. And I would think that would be a province restriction if it was. That I can't imagine that it would be that much different from where I am to where you are. But yeah, they definitely won't give it away. Mind you, nobody will give anything away these days. My mom's buddy, my buddy's mom got. Wow. Okay. This could go a lot of direction. I'll take it one direction, that's for sure. So your buddy had mange, and then my curiosity, I gotta get it out there. How did she get it from him? Like I said, I don't know how mange is spread really. Wow. I'm just gonna leave that there. Next. Okay. So with the weather the way it's been, and we got calving season coming up at the beginning of March. I'm probably thinking I'll probably be trapping maybe into the first week of March. So I'm kind of hoping that there's maybe about 3 weeks of trapping left for me. I guess it could that could change depending on the weather and whether or not things pick up. But that's kind of what I'm figuring is first week of March. I'll probably be pulling up. Yeah, like I said, coyotes seem to be good. Like the one I just picked up there on Thursday, nothing wrong with her, no rubs. The only thing was maybe a little bit like woolly, and I've heard woolly used in a lot of different terms, whether it's to do with mange, whatever. But when I say woolly, what I'm referring to is almost like as though they're starting to kind of shed. So that under fur is almost kind of letting go. And it was just very minimal, very minimal. Like when I brushed it out, it wasn't like a bunch of hair came out. Just that under fur. There was something about it. It wasn't mange, but it just I thought maybe starting to get like when they get in the spring, starting to shed out a bit. But yeah, yeah. And then like I said this morning, I didn't go. I just went around our place there and on our farm and the tracks out there were unbelievable. So I don't know if it's just because of that one cold night, like I said earlier, being minus 25, that things got moving. They're just not used to that cold temperature. So anyway, that was a little bit reassuring because there was both coyotes and fox out last night. Quite a few tracks around. I had, like I said, I missed the one fox in the snare through the fence, and I also had I believe it was a fox dancing on one of my hay mount sets. He just never stepped on the pan of the trap. That's all. So, and what was it? 3 days ago, I caught a snowshoe rabbit hare. Anyway, huh? Cotton. See, this is what happens when I try and go overboard with my descriptions. It's just a wild rabbit, boys. Nothing more than that. Anyway, caught a rabbit in one of my footholds, and I was gonna let him go, but he was caught by the front foot, and of course it was all busted, and the bottom half of it was all frozen. So I was a little bit torn. I still thought I was gonna maybe let him go, but I decided not to. I didn't figure that'd probably be fair to him, so I just actually shot him. Normally I would have just clubbed him, but kind of felt bad for the little guy. So I just gave him one with the 22. And anyway, let him freeze up there overnight. And then I took the axe to him the next morning and chopped him up into like little quarters, if you will, eights. And then I tossed the little chunks at my hay mount sets down the hole. So hopefully that'll maybe get the foxes coming into them a little bit better. Having a natural prey like that down the hole. Okay, so Buddy got a caught mange from the fox. Oh, She got mange maybe from the fox he caught. I got you. I got you now. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that and see how mange is spread. Yeah, because now I've got my interest kind of curiosity peaked here. Any of you guys pick or get on TNT live last night? Put out every day. If anybody in here, which I'm sure there isn't, but if there's somebody in here that has not gone and seen Triple Nickel Trapper, Dwayne Lazar out in Saskatchewan, man, you are missing out. I'll tell you right now. You got to go and check out his channel. This guy is unbelievable. I love watching him. I watch every episode he gives out there. Hey, how's it going, Robbie? Cheers from PEI, way out east. The old potato province, right? PEI potatoes. There you go. Anyway, last night was his first live chat, as far as I know. So anyway, I stopped by and chatted there for a little bit, and he did a great job. I think he was on for pretty near 2 hours, and from what I wasn't able to stay the whole time, but from what I did see, he was doing a great job. So very entertaining guy, great trapper. He does an awesome job on the coyotes out there, I tell you. Tell him I sent you. Tell him Love of the Land sent me. But yeah, no, he does an awesome job. Yeah. And there's some pretty big names down on his live show last night. Not with him, but in the chat there, I seen Northern Trapper. He's another trapping guy that I love watching, and Trapper J was on last night. But yeah, just some good old boys. So good to see. Hopefully TNT does some more live chats, because he really did do a good job. So if you guys don't mind hitting that thumbs up button when you guys come in, I see some of you guys have done her, but that's much appreciated when you do that. Yeah, so there's 3 channels that I kind of want to just give a quick little shout out to there tonight. And this is just from me. This isn't from anything else, but Tubby Guy Outdoors, Wyatt. Go and check out his channel. He just threw up a new video there today. I don't exactly remember the title, but it was like catch, kill, and cook pigeon. So make sure you go and check him out. He does lately. He's been doing some ice fishing videos, and like I said before, I'm not much into fishing, but I do enjoy watching his ice fishing videos. Him and his buddy out on the lake, and go and check him out. Wyatt's a hoot. That guy's funny. The other guy is Todd's Backwood Living or Outdoors. Anyway, you guys, maybe somebody can throw it up there in the comments. Anyway, Todd, he's one that I've been subscribed to for years there, and again, he does a great job. He's way down in Kentucky or something like that. Anyway, way down southern states, but yeah, again, I really enjoy watching him. And Northern Trapper, he does an awesome job on trapping. He gets a few wolves, lots of coyotes, puts up really good pelts. Just overall good trapper. So those are 3 channels. If you guys are into trapping and that, make sure you guys in the outdoors check those guys out. and yeah, and of course TNT. But anyway, I digest. Yeah. So, what's new with you guys? I've been rambling on here for over half an hour. I better catch up on here on the comments. Yes, triple nickel trapper Dwayne Lazar. Anytime, Wyatt. No problem, man. If I use bunny in my bait holes, I either catch another rabbit or a cat, and you need a tag that we only get between 3 to 5. Well, to be honest, where I am, bobcats are you have to have a quota in Canada. Different species, you have to have a quota. Beaver, you have to have a quota. Martin, you have to have a quota. I don't know about Fisher. Anyway, but anyway, bobcat, you have to have a quota. And where I am, there is no quota available for bobcat. I don't know if it's because I think what it is there's just the population is very small for bobcats, so they probably just want to see them grow and not be killed. So anyway, with that being said, obviously I can't target bobcats, but obviously when you have bait piles out and you've got coon boxes or coyote snares or fox snares, you're probably gonna run into the accidental catch. So yeah, so I don't target the bobcats, but it is what it is. So where I am, what happens is once you do get an accidental bobcat catch, you got to report it to the ministry within 24 hours of catching it. So as long as when you get home, you give them a call. They usually don't give you too much grief, and then usually they ask you a few different questions. One is, where did you catch it? What was the set? And was it dead or alive? And did it have any markings on it? So the markings is what they mean by that is like, was there any cuts or abrasions on it that would make it maybe diseased or something like that. So those are the ones they ask you, and then as long as everything clears, they'll usually issue a permit to possess the pelt. So they'll just usually email that to you. In fact, I've got them right here. I'll just cover that top part because that's my info there. But anyway, that's what they look like. So you can see that circled in one. That's the one that they filled out, which says accidentally taken during the closed season or over an assigned quota on a licensed trapping area and authorized. And then, of course, they got it filled out. This is the species there, the bobcat. Quantity 1, and then, of course, her signature, my signature, and that's it. So, yeah. And then you're allowed to keep that bobcat. So, yes, I see Tim sent threw it out in the comments there. Thank you, Tim. Todd's Backwoods Living. That's right. He used to go by Todd and his last name. I forget exactly what his last name was. And then I think within about the last year or so, he changed it to Todd's Backwoods Living. So thank you, Tim, for throwing that out. Go check out Todd's channel. It's like his area is a little bit similar, not weather-wise or anything like that, but for coyote numbers. Because last year he was absolutely shocked that he got over 30 coyotes. And I feel like that's exactly like me. I'm very shocked that I've come even close to 30. And then again, this year he's right back to, I think, single digits for coyotes. not for the lack of trying, but it's just, yeah, last year was a real good bumper year for him. So anyway, go and check him out. He traps quite a few bobcats, beavers, and then of course, like the land there is very different than what I'm used to. So it's always nice to see people trapping and being outside in a different landscape than you're used to. It's always nice to see that different stuff. I make trapping videos, but it's trapping lobster and eels. Yes. Yes. So Robbie does a little bit of a different trapping, but trapping nonetheless. No problem, Robbie. I can check the videos out. Yes, go and check out Robbie, guys. So Chip does trapping videos too. He's showing fox and a coyote. Yes, live more outdoors. That is another guy actually that I meant to give a shout out, if you will. He's another guy that I really enjoy watching too. But yeah, he. Anybody know where he's exactly from? Man, I have horrible memories, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, he does quite a bit of coyote, fox trapping, both red and grays, where he is. He gets the odd bobcat and fisher, but mainly it's coyote and fox. But yeah, again, really good guy. Yeah, go check him out. Okay, so in WI, which I'm guessing is Wisconsin, but I'm not sure. If we have an incidental cat catch, we have to report to the local CO and we have to pay to keep the market rate to keep the fur. Wow. So you're not making anything, obviously, by the time you pay market value for the cat and then turn around and ship it. I guess unless you wanted to keep it for yourself and get it tanned or something, but wow. Pennsylvania. Is that where he's from? Maybe. Okay. Well, there you go. Chip knows. Oh. Anyway, yeah, so those are, I don't know. I don't usually do a whole lot of shout outs or whatever, if you will, but yeah. So we're pretty excited because we've now hit 884 subscribers, and just last week we were at 875. So in about a week we've almost got 10 subs, and actually it was around Thursday or Friday, or not Thursday or Friday. Sorry, it was Wednesday or Thursday that we were at 875. So we're pretty excited to have jumped up to the 884. So we're really trying to get to that 1,000. As you guys know, that's when you can monetize and do all that good stuff. So anyway, just nice to see your channel kind of grow. As everybody that is on here is aware of, I mean, you put the time and the effort in, and it does. It takes quite a bit, by the time you pull the camera out when you're doing all this stuff and do a little bit of video in and everything. Then you go home and do the editing and get it up, and a little bit of time and effort to put these videos up, and so it's nice to see the return on it, if you will. But anyway, yeah. So in my last live chat, maybe the one before, I was telling you guys how I had talked to the MNR. I had a few different questions for them. One was setting conibears for fox. I thought, and this is why you should always check and make sure that it is legit, because I thought because Fox were not covered underneath the AITS certified program. I didn't think that it mattered what size foothold or trap or anything like that you used for Fox. I didn't think it mattered. So anyway, I thought you could use Conibears for Fox. But that was my question, was can you set Conibears for Fox? And it came back. I talked to Robin Horath or something like that. Robin, anyway, from the local OFMF. And he told me that no, you cannot use Conibears for Fox. So anyway, that is good to know. Boy, oh boy. So really, other than having a Conibear set on land for otter, for where I am, there's no, you can't have a Conibear set on land, really. So who knew? So anyway, I was glad to find that out. And there is a maximum as for the footholds that you can use for Fox. It has to be a number 3 or less for Fox. Again, I didn't know that. Which I don't really know, like short of calling them and talking to them, because that's what I did. I called OFMF and talked to them. And what the certified traps are. Fox is not one of those that comes up. So I don't know how you're supposed to know this stuff, to be honest. But so I was glad that I did inquire about it and found out exactly what was going on. Wow. Well, that kind of sucks that you end up losing the animal. I mean, I can understand, I guess, from their point of view, if they let you keep every accidental catch, is it really accidental? So I mean, I can understand what they're saying there. And actually, when I first started trapping, it seems like I get 2 or 3 bobcats every year. And when I first started trapping, obviously I didn't know the MNR, and the MNR didn't know who I was, which has obviously changed now. But yeah, when I would first call in the cats, that's what they would say, that I couldn't process the cat for 48 hours because I had to wait and kind of give them the chance to send a conservation officer out to inspect the animal, which they never did. So I think that went on for maybe 3 or 4 years, where they'd say, don't process the animal, just wait, hold off, give us 48 hours. If nobody shows up, go ahead and process it. And finally, it just got to the point where when I call it in, I'd talk to Michelle and she'd just be, yeah, that's fine, no problem. There wouldn't be any talk about holding off on processing it. So, which I was glad, because 48 hours can be quite a while for that belly to start turning green. So I don't know. We are a number 2 or less here in Maryland on land. Okay. Wow. So that limits you for sure. See, we can use, I think it's up to 7.5 inch on the inside jaw spread. And that's because we have wolves where we are. So those are obviously for wolf traps, but yeah. And then I'd have to look in the on the 8 certified list as for what they are for coyotes. Again, that's partly why I bought the Victor number 3 soft catch. That's why I bought what I bought, was because they were certified for coyotes. And it just turns out that I'm lucky that they are good for fox, because anything 3 or less for fox. And I believe that they're good for wolves, because as long as it's base plate, center mount, then I think you're good for wolves where we are. So I don't know. Seems like a good trap choice. But Anyway, anything else you guys want to chat about? Kind of losing steam here. I'm just about out of water. So it's like Christmas Day every day. If you're talking about trap and chip, Tim, I agree. Having trap set, honestly, every day you wake up, you're like, oh man, what did I catch today? The city's tag. Okay. I am probably actually one of the people that are unsure about the rules on those. I know what you're talking about. I've had to deal with I've had to deal with city tags before, or sites tags, or however you pronounce that. I don't know. And that was when I was shipping furs, tan furs, to the States. I sent a wolf to one of the lower states one time that was tanned, and I had to get a sites tag or whatever for it. But yeah, I'm not even sure exactly what they're all about. So no, I can't do a live chat on that. Not as the one telling you what they're about anyway, because I'm not even 100% sure what they are. Yeah, I can't wait till next season for you too, Wyatt. I sure hope you do lots of video next year showing us what you're catching. Thanks for stopping by, Tim. Anyway, any other questions out there? I feel like this one went better than last week. I was kind of venting to Wyatt after last week's chat. I didn't feel like it went overly great. It was just kind of quiet. Not a lot of people. Well, hardly anybody was chatting in the chats there. I went through the topics that I usually have written down pretty quick. Within like 20 minutes, I kind of hung around for a few more. And anyway, it just didn't feel like it was that great of a chat. But so I was venting there to Wyatt afterwards, but he reassured me that I should stick with it. So you guys can thank Tubby Guy Outdoors. It has been good. It has been good. Tonight has been a good one. Yeah, that's just it. The more people that throw chat like conversations there in the chat definitely helps for me anyway. I'm not going to sit here and just ramble on, or sit here and not talk. I'm not going to say a name, but there's one guy that does like a live chat quite often, and he just sits there and yeah, he looks like he's going to talk, and like literally there can be like 10 minutes goes by and he doesn't say a word. I'm not going to sit here. I got other things to do. I really enjoy the live chats, don't get me wrong. But as long as there's something to talk about, as long as you guys are throwing out comments and I've got topics, great, let's chat. But I'm not going to sit here for 2 hours and if nobody's watching, or if nobody was wanting to talk, then I got other things to do. So, but anyway, yeah, I know I can count on Wyatt. He always comes through for me. Thanks, Chip. Much appreciated. Yeah. Well, if anybody has any last comments or concerns or issues, throw it out there. We'll try and get some new videos up there, like I said, early next week. Jess does all of our editing for the channel, so is that size thing? Yeah, see, that's what I think. Because it was the CITES sites. I don't know, sites, cities, sites, whatever. I know I had to get one of those, like I said, to export that wolf pelt into the States. And so I don't know exactly. Is it similar to the export permit? I'm not sure, to be honest. I really have no idea. I just know that at the time I sold it through eBay. And yeah, actually it was awesome. I got like, I think I sold it for like $450 or something like that. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's something that I'd have to look into more as to whether or not or what exactly those are. Okay. Wow. I had to export permit to send furs and feather out. Now were the furs green? Because my understanding for furs is like under no circumstance, unless you are like a fur buyer, which you have to have a license for. Um, from what I understand, you cannot sell or buy green furs. And what I mean by green is like non-tanned, so just dried, or you know what I mean. They have to be tanned in order to sell or buy. Um, and then once the fur is tanned, as from what I understand, you pretty much can do whatever you want with it once it's tanned. I had to prove I wasn't getting paid for them. Wow. Wow. Okay. Hmm. I wonder why that is. That seems strange, especially when it stayed in the same country. Wow. That's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot when it boils down to it, when it comes to um, dealing, with furs and everything else. Um, if I don't have a trapper's license. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I got you. Yeah, because you don't have a trapping license yet. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, yeah. It's. I don't know. There's a lot of government issues when it comes to buying and selling furs. I don't know. You really got to watch what you're doing out there too, um, when it comes to all this stuff. It's not like back. Well, I'm not. I can't say the olden days. I'm not that old, but I can only imagine back 50, 60, 70 years ago when, it didn't matter what trap you used for what species, you were just, and to be honest, that's kind of what my mindset is. Um, I'm out there to trap fur, to be honest. I just want to get furs, and I don't really care how I get them, really. I mean, I understand you don't want animals to suffer, but at the same time, the end result is that they're going to die. And I don't know. I think I was born 80 years too late. But anyway, back in the day when you could use, like I said, any trapping method necessary to get the fur. But yeah, there's I don't know. It just seems like a whole lot of rules and regulations going on now. But anyway, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But anyway, good chat, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. We got just over the hour mark, so it was a fun night. Thanks for everybody to everybody for stopping by. It was a good chat. Thanks for throwing out lots of comments, and I guess we'll talk to you guys later on. I'm not exactly sure when we'll be going live next. Originally, when we started going live, we were hoping to kind of do more of a consistent, every Tuesday, Thursday night or whatever. But it just hasn't worked out. You got something going on, one night or whatever, so then you miss, and so it just seems like we're going to be doing live kind of whenever we can. Not really any set program. With that being said, I do try and put kind of a notification out there, an hour or two prior to going live, just to kind of, give you guys a heads up so you can, get your supper eaten or whatever, because you don't want to miss chatting with Love of the Land. But feel free, if you guys can find me on Facebook, feel free to add me or whatever. But yeah, anyway. Thanks for stopping by, Chip. Thanks, Wyatt. You too. It was a good chat. So, like I said, guys, look for those new videos next week. And till next time, guys, ciao.